dependent short. Mateo literally sitting on the moon. Ramon Urias playing second base.
It was fun going to games again. It was fun feeling the energy of the yard. And I'm ready for the next step.
They're all exciting pieces, and I mean, you could look at a lot of lineups this year and you could really feel good about the game, and I don't think we could say that for the last few years.
He gives the like coaching speak version of like fucking it is what it is, man. Like that's what he says. Like that's his like official thing is like, it is what it is. We got embarrassed at home in the biggest home game ever in team history. It is what it is, man.
As the favorite team, with Kansas City being not nearly as good as they usually are this year.
Yeah, and your defense, who the leader of just left you, is now, held the Kansas City Chiefs to 17 points. Didn't score in the second half. I think they gained like 60 yards maybe in the second half.
Yep.
And the whole team was woefully unprepared. It looks like they every time they play in a big game like that, it looks like they don't even. It's like they don't know. It's like they come out looking like they're playing in a preseason game, but they're playing in the AFC Championship game, and it happens all the time, all the fucking time.
But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you enjoy the play?
Are we equating the AFC Championship game to Abraham Lincoln's assassination?
We are.
Okay.
We are.
Yeah. I mean, watching that game, I imagine I understand what it felt like to be Miss Mary Todd as her husband's brains painted the stage of the theater. I imagine that's what it felt like. So, I get it. I get it. I really do.
Man, is it too soon for all that?
It's been a couple hundred years. I think it's fine.
Okay, all right, we're good then. We're good.
Okay.
Mary Todd's probably a pile of dust by now, so I think it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. You guys
What a
could
way
have
to
lost
open
like
the
the
show.
Lions. Yeah.
Welcome everybody to Josh. What episode is it?
68. No, 78. I think.
Yeah, so 68 was like last year.
All right.
Welcome everybody to episode 78 of the Talking Birdie podcast. The boys are here, as you could hear from our ramblings and our musings about our idiotic, stupid football team that Josh doesn't care about because he's a fucking Yinzer piece of trash. But anyways, boys, how are you? How are we doing?
Well, alluding to what you just referred to,
you being a Yinzer piece of trash.
I'm doing fantastic because my team didn't lose. The Lions did have a meltdown, but I don't really care about them. Just from there, but they had a meltdown, but that doesn't matter. And then John Angelos, minority owner now. That's huge. So I'm having a tremendous week.
We'll get to it. We need to eulogize the Ravens, and we need to bitch about them for a little bit, and then we'll get into the good stuff.
I mean, we are. We've done that a little bit.
Oh, I have more to say.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Brad, how are you, buddy?
I mean, I'm going through the same shit you're going through right now, man.
Yeah.
The misery of Sunday, and then we'll get into the better stuff later, as Josh said. That's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. Going through the ups and the downs right now, just riding the wave.
At least Tyler Nevin's back.
Yeah, we got Tyler Nevin back. Yep.
There's no problems with Zoom right now, right?
I'm good. No,
I don't know. Maybe, considering I just got kicked off like 3 minutes ago for no reason when I wasn't even touching anything. But I don't know. Why? Why do you ask?
Apparently I wasn't signed in, but like it has my name.
Oh, that happens a lot. You'll be fine.
Cool. Solid. Awesome. Amazing.
How are you, buddy?
I mean, literally, as Brad was saying, man, like, I'm so fed up with the Ravens, dude. I'm just so fed up with them. And even more fed up with them, I'm tired of hearing how well run they are. I'm tired of hearing from everybody, they'll be back. They'll fucking, they're so well run. They're the class of the league. Fuck you. They haven't done shit in a decade.
You know,
this isn't just like, you know, their fourth or fifth AFC Championship game in 10 years, and they just didn't get it done this time. That would be fine. I would accept that. But what I don't accept is being told how well run a team is when they just made their first appearance in the AFC title game since 2012 when they last won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's not well run. Don't give me that shit.
I mean, they're
Just
never they're never like bad, but they just haven't won in the playoffs in a long time.
And they've looked bad doing it.
Yeah, they've completely gone away from what they actually do in the regular season. It's not even like that they just get out executed on what they normally do. They just like completely flip a switch.
They didn't lose on a crazy fluke play. They didn't get, they didn't lose on a bad call that, could have turned the outcome of the game. No, they show up to these games looking like they've never played the game before.
Yeah. So you know what makes it worse for me? Obviously your team gets knocked out of the playoffs, devastating. All you can do is turn the page and move on to the next sports season, which for me is Kansas basketball. I turn on the Kansas game and there's all these Chiefs players at Allen Fieldhouse celebrating their fucking win over the Ravens. Kansas football announces yesterday they're playing their home games at Arrowhead Stadium yesterday. It's just all a bunch of my own team telling me to fuck off now. My own university. Rubbing it in my own fucking face. Yeah.
That hurts.
It's terrible. And at Kansas games, all the fucking locals, you know how they yell "oh" during the national anthem here? Well, their thing is at the end of it, when they say home of the Braves, they yell Chiefs, at the end of it. Much to the chagrin of the athletic department, they try to get people to stop, but they're all local Chiefs fans and they all fucking do it. So yeah, it's just now even trying to turn the page is tough because everything keeps getting thrown at me over it. But
yeah.
Here we are.
I like how everyone's how different. I do kind of like how different sports teams have adopted their own like thing that they yell during the anthem too.
Yeah.
Like I was in Dallas over the weekend watching the Caps play the Stars on my annual Caps road trip, and I forgot that they say stars in the national anthem twice, and every time at the Stars game they yell stars.
Okay.
And I forgot it was going to happen a second time, and it legitimately startled me.
I like that though. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and then to add insult to injury, we've had the same problems with this just inability to show up and be there when these games get to be serious. And for the longest time people were like, oh, it's just Greg Roman, he doesn't know how to call these games, he doesn't know how to adjust, he doesn't know how to make the adjustments at halftime or whenever, when the other team clearly had a good game plan for you. And all season it looked like that was true, because when the Ravens would come out slow and usually by halftime, it looked like Todd Monken, the new offensive coordinator, would make some changes and the offense would get ticking in the second half and they'd go out and score some points. Well, all of a sudden that didn't happen. The Ravens, for probably this, I don't know, fifth, sixth year in a row, had the number one rushing team in the league. Josh, do you know how many times they ran the ball?
I don't.
They ran the ball designed, meaning like not counting like plays where Lamar dropped back and scramble, because obviously that goes down as a run play. Designed run plays to the running backs 6 times.
6 times. Wow.
It was like the sixth lowest run rate out of any NFL game this year. And the Ravens had the top rushing attack. Kansas City had one of the worst run defenses, but they have a really good pass defense. That's
so naturally we threw the ball 40 times.
The best part about Kansas City this year was not the play of Patrick Mahomes. It was their pass defense.
Yeah. They have a fantastic secondary. I mean, they still have Steve Spagnuolo. He's a good DC. And they never trailed more than 10 points.
No.
They never trailed more than 10 points.
They started playing down 7 points like they were down 30.
Yeah.
You know?
And when else did that happen, Brad? Did that happen in the 2019 divisional round against the Titans? Did that happen then too?
It sure did.
Did that happen
Yeah.
2018 against the Chargers?
Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't it weird how that still happens when Greg Roman's gone?
Yeah, so
That's strange.
yeah.
Isn't it strange how the exact same thing happened?
You can't pin it on Greg Roman anymore, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's almost like the special teams guy that they hired to be their head coach a literal decade ago, more. Maybe has lost the plot a little bit.
I mean, I'll say for years I've heard, oh, the Ravens, they don't have very many come from behind wins, blah blah blah. And my argument has always been, well, that's because they're always in the lead. They don't have that many opportunities. But now I'm kind of starting to see it, at least at the playoffs. Like they get uncomfortable when they even fall behind a touchdown.
Yep.
They have to either blow somebody out or they don't know what the fuck to do with themselves.
Yeah. Dude, I told you when we were texting, as soon as Kansas City took the opening drive down and scored, it was over.
Yeah.
It was over. They did not have despite the score, they never had a chance.
Yeah.
Because they are mental midgets. Every single fucking one of them, and I think it comes from the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And it was great because we had this wonderful defensive coordinator who made every single supposedly good quarterback look like a high schooler. The way he schemed up his defense against them. He started off with the Ravens as an intern many years ago, came up, left, went to Michigan, was their defensive coordinator for a little bit, fucking bamboozled Ohio State finally.
I see you, Josh. Celebrating the Michigan part.
Yes, sir.
He comes back, has 2 fantastic years as the Ravens defensive coordinator. So surely, this is the heir apparent to John Harbaugh, right? He has to be. No. They just let him walk out the fucking door.
Yep.
To go coach Seattle. And instead, we're stuck with good old Johnny Harbaugh, who only has "it's just how it happened" to say after one of the most crushing losses in team history. So, thanks. I'll just sit back and remember how well run the Ravens are, and everything's going to be fine, guys. Everything's going to be great. They're going to be right back there next year, even though half the starting defense is a fucking free agent and we're paying Lamar goddamn Jackson $40 million fucking dollars next year.
I think more than that, actually, but I don't know. Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah. Everything's fantastic. The Ravens are well run. Everything's great.
Yeah.
Everything's great. Everything's going to be fine.
It'd be funny to get like a GM speak or head coach speak quote put up like in your room, like it's motivational or something. I don't know the actual John Harbaugh quote. That'd be funny to have.
It's just every time they ask him stuff like why did this happen? Why did you stop running the ball even though you've been the best running football team for the past 4 years or 5 years or whatever? And his response every time is that's just how the game went.
Yeah, put that on the wall, and then right under that one, put a Mike Elias quote. We're looking into some options, but still deciding on what we want to do.
I saw somebody tweet something yesterday. I don't even know who it was. I think it was just some random account. They said, I just ran into Mike Elias at a supermarket, and I asked him if it's true that, well, we haven't got into that part yet. But I'm just gonna say it. If it's true that Angelos is selling the team, and Elias responded, "We're still looking at some starting pitching."
That was
we're still looking at all our options.
That was Ryan. That was Ryan.
Yeah, that was him. Okay,
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we're still looking at some different options.
Lamar's cap hit in next year, Brad, is 32.4 mil.
Okay, all right.
Jumping to 43.6 mil in 2025 and 75 million in 2026.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Good thing we won this year.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey, guys, they made it to the AFC Championship game, though. Okay, they made it to the AFC Championship game. All right. Like, you can't be mad after they made it to the AFC Championship game, right?
Isn't that
I
all
mean-
that matters?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as Bengals fans are concerned, we were one win away from winning the whole thing. I mean, the AFC Championship is all that matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, check out the ring, bro. Look at that.
Yep.
Look at
Yep.
that. Since you don't know what it looks like, even though your team's won 2 of them.
Yeah. You don't know what the AFC Championship trophy looks like, even though your team's won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
This is what the AFC Championship trophy looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
They don't walk past it 2 times every single time they walk into the facility. They have no idea.
Yeah. They don't walk past better trophies.
Yeah, they don't walk past 2 Lombardis every time they
Yeah,
walk into the
the ones
facility.
that actually matter.
Isn't it fun being a sports fan where I go from just absolutely eviscerating everything about the organization to doing what me and Brad just did?
And then we make fun of the Bengals about how much better we are. At least there's that.
In case y'all were wondering, Brad is still on his crusade against all of Bengals Twitter.
Oh my god, I can't stand them, man. They're the worst. They're the worst. All these fucks were silent until 2021. Then they show up demanding that you
Show them some respect.
not even just that. They don't even just want a little bit of respect. They want you to crown Joe Burrow as the modern day Tom Brady. And they've never ever won anything they've won an AFC championship. That's it. They've never won a Super Bowl. They've never won a championship in their lives.
Yep.
Everything about Cincinnati makes me laugh because they like had the corner on being like the first sports city. They're the first like location for the MLB. Like the Bengals have a very long history, and I don't know, they just had like the corner on it, and then they totally fumbled the bag with the last 100 years of just nothing good besides like the 70s Reds. That's it.
Good. Well, I hope it stays that way because fuck them.
That's what you get. That's what you get for having your city split between 2 states.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, your airport's not even the same state as your fucking city,
You're
dude.
goddamn right it's not.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. Any more Ravens evisceration, or are we good?
No, I'm good. I've said my piece.
Okay.
I've been holding this in since Sunday. I could not wait to say it. I had to say it out loud, you know? I sit there at work doing wire stuff and I think these things in my head, and it just doesn't hit the same as when I can get on the mic with you guys and just
Yeah. Is that your official job title? Wire guy? Doing wire stuff?
Well, 2 of my friends say that I work at the electric factory. I don't even know why I'm saying 2 of my friends. It's Freddie and Nolan.
Oh, okay.
Like
I
I was
know,
like
it's
doing something one day. We were texting. It actually was like a really slow day. Like it was a day where we didn't have shit going on, and we were like quite literally sitting down, like on our phones, just letting the time pass. And I think Fred said like, "Busy day at the electric factory, huh?" or something like that.
It's not even funny, but it is.
No, I know. Oh, it's funny because I'm not an electrician.
Right. You're a wire guy.
Yeah, I do low voltage controls.
Yep.
So yeah,
Cool.
but it's funny. No, that's it. I'm good. I'm ready to talk about happy things.
Okay. Would you like to lead us off? Because I didn't even know it happened until Brett, who listener of the pod, texted me. He's like, "Good day to be an Orioles fan, huh?" And I was like, "What happened?" And I had to like go to Twitter and like see everything. I was like, "Oh
Are you
my
just
gosh,
like
this is
not on
amazing."
Twitter anymore, Josh?
I turned off notifications, so it keeps me off of it more
Why?
because I spent a lot of time on it.
So
So I shouldn't be on my phone as much as I am some days. I don't like acing 6 hours of my day to like social media. Doesn't sound like a good use of time for myself.
fucking congrats, bro. Your cookie's in the mail. It changes nothing.
Okay. Anyway, don't project to me.
fuck you and your self-improvement, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't project.
Yeah, I'm a
onto me.
loser, and I'm here to bring you down with me. God damn it.
It's like that crabs in the bucket metaphor. You ever heard that one?
No.
If you put like a bunch of crabs in a bucket and one of them tries to crawl out, the rest of them just pull them down because they like can't accept that one's getting out. Real thing.
Yeah, I have heard that actually. Yeah.
Okay,
That sounds
that's
like
you
me.
right now. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
a crab. in
I
a
get
bucket.
upset when other people have success. Yeah.
Pulling me down with your pincer. Anyway,
Misery loves company.
Yep, it sure does. And if there's anyone that knows misery, it's me.
but not anymore. For
No,
a
I'm still
brief
miserable.
moment. Just a brief moment of light.
I still think about death on a daily basis. But yes, we have been given a shining beacon of light. I could not believe this when I saw it. It sucks because it was a random ass like account that broke it. It was like Puck Sports or something like that. Like,
I was like, what is
whoever
that?
the fuck that is. But yeah, they broke the news that John Angelos had agreed to sell the Orioles to old David Rubenstein. And it took a while for everybody else to catch up, but we saw it last night, slowly but surely. Everybody else started, picking up on it and confirming with their sources. And yeah, I mean, dude.
And the Orioles eventually officially released a statement to confirm it as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Today we actually got official statements from both Rubenstein and Angelos, which even hearing it from credentialed, reliable reporters, I still was a little hesitant just because, God, he's just such a scumbag.
Yeah, you never know when Angelos could just back out.
Yeah. And so the thing that really sealed it for me was the statement from Angelos, because that is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan, you and I were talking about this, I think today, but we're just like, man, Angelos is like a real bitch. Like what he did to the government. That's so funny.
Yeah, but also like
I don't care because it's the government.
Government,
like, they do the same thing all the time. But like
Yeah.
Angelos is like, let me groom you all summer to give me more money, and
Yeah.
also let's be like buddies and everything.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, I'm selling the team.
local government experiences what they do to their constituents on a daily basis.
Was it like Westmore's district attorney or something that came out with this like rant on how Angelos is like
It was
just lied to them the whole
somebody
time?
for the state treasury, I think.
Yeah, something like that. That statement was wild, but also very real.
Yeah, but also get shit on, nerd. Don't be a politician, right?
But like what I don't understand is how does it hurt them in any way? Like
It doesn't. They're just being dramatic. It's the fact that like he kept asking for more money, just knowing that he wasn't going to be there.
yeah, fair. Yeah.
Because that was the holdup. Remember, it was
The
like
holdup-
they were like, "Yeah, we're going to give you $600 million," and Angelos was like, "How about some more?"
Well, the holdup actually was about the development rights around the
Yes.
stadium.
Yes.
And I think he wanted the stipulation that I want those rights regardless my family will have it for the next 100 years, regardless of whether or not we sell the team.
That's true. He did want that, and I don't believe he got that. Thank God.
No.
Yeah, but like if it came out in the middle of their negotiations that he was selling the team, and I know we had rumors earlier on in the year, but if it came out that it like was happening, just added leverage for the state, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he had no leverage if that happened. Yeah.
Right. It's like it's not even going to be you. So just go talk to them. But
yeah. So yeah, because they would say literally, why should we negotiate with you? We'll negotiate with the guy you're selling it to. We don't want to deal with you. And why would they?
Yeah. That's just so funny to me. I'm like, of course he played the government too.
Mm-hmm. It's the best thing he's ever done.
Yeah, actually. Huge benefit.
It would make my life to get one over on some government officials.
In the manner he did.
So that actually reminds me of a personal experience I had. I used to be working for this company recruiting truck drivers, and they were based out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which is right outside of Philly. But me and this one other dude worked at a satellite office in Maryland, and Christmas time comes around. He throws a big company party for the like 20 employees total that work in the company in Atlantic City, puts everyone in the +1 up in a hotel. We get wined and dined. We're all boozed up, having partying, having a good time. He gives a big speech about, oh, this has been our best year yet. Let's make next year even better. The next week, he calls a conference call. I'm selling the company. So that's kind of like what happened here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't let anyone in on it, no one will suspect a thing.
Yep. Well, the funny thing is, his son worked at the New Jersey office too, and me and the guy that I shared the office with, we called his son up. We were like, "Eric, how long did you know about this?" He's like, "I found out the same time you guys did." I was
Damn.
like, "Wow,
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
Wild.
brutal.
Made his own son unemployed.
So
Well, yeah. I mean, we all actually, the company that bought us out, we ended up keeping our jobs anyway, but it was a scare for a bit.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's tough, man.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I want to talk about is and Josh, since well, actually no, we did talk about this a little bit. But the fact that the full extent of the ownership group was revealed today. Brad, have you how closely have you followed this?
I'm somewhat close. I don't know. There might be more that I don't know, but I saw about Cal Ripken, Grant Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Grant Hill's like the most random one to me, but it's also kind of cool.
Yeah.
Michael Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you by the way, do you know what Michael Bloomberg's net worth is, Brad?
I would guess that it's in the billions.
It's
Oh, yeah.
94 billion to be
Okay.
exact.
Okay.
Which is like,
We
I
might
don't know.
actually be the richest team in the league once this goes through.
it's like 15 times more than Cohen.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Yeah. And these
Wow.
guys just have fuck you money, dude.
They
Like
have
I think we
Magna
talked
Carta
about
money.
this. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I think we talked about this when the first Rubenstein rumor first came out. Like he just bought a piece of paper for $21 million. And then he didn't and then he was like, this is cool, and then he gave it to a museum. Like, imagine having that kind of money, dude.
That's the kind of money you give to Gunnar Henderson.
Bro, this fucking Bloomberg probably walks around with enough money to give Gunnar Henderson a contract extension.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. That guy probably has 250 million in his pocket right now.
Bloomberg wipes his ass with the amount of money that it'll take to require to extend Gunnar Henderson.
Real.
Yeah.
Absolutely real.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. There's so many different ways we could kind of go with this. I don't even know if it's worth it to be like speculative on stuff, but it's just like cool. I don't know. 1.7 billion, I think, is what it was. And
Mhm.
Angelos is still involved as like an advisor.
For
He's
now.
like
I think
30%
that's
stake. Yeah.
I think that so they didn't sell. Angelos was a 70% owner, I
Mhm.
believe, is what I read, and he sold 40% off, which means that this group will take Rubenstein's group will take over as the majority owner at 40%, and Angelos will maintain 30%, and I believe that's only until Pete passes away, and
It
it's
is.
all for tax purposes.
Yep. It's
And then
as
he'll sell off
I
the
understand it, it avoids capital gains taxes
Okay.
because of the difference in the amount that Peter purchased the team for compared to the sale price. So there's this capital gains taxes. I don't know why it works this way, but yeah, you described it exactly right, Brad. So I would say that John will just be around until probably just give John a coloring book, put him in the corner until Pete fucking finally eats it, and then we can probably bid farewell to Mr. MLK Day once and for all.
I forgot that happened. That was wild.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Like, that was a serious thing that happened.
Sure was.
Crazy.
Sure was.
Yeah. Not even a year. Or
So
about a year ago.
I was Josh, you and me discussed this today a little bit, but oh shit, I kind of lost my train of thought here. Man, I'm so
Government stuff.
excited. I just forgot.
Not government stuff related.
Not government stuff related. No,
Okay.
no, it's to do with the team. But stand by.
I say I gotta check the
fill,
text.
fill some dead air with some fucking elevator music.
Oh, the three-way presser.
No, that's not what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. I have to give myself a shout out really quick because I don't know if I said it on this pod. I think I did, but when the stuff came out that Rubenstein was talking about buying the team, and then like 2 days later or a day later, Westmore was like, "No, guys, John called me and assured me that the team is not for sale." And this first thing that I said was, "This is fantastic because all John does is lie, and that means the team is for sale."
Yeah,
Wow.
spot on. It was good. That's the day the team was sold, actually. Months ago.
Yeah, he was like shaking Rubenstein's hand. He was like, "No, man, it's not for sale."
Oh, it's good. It's really good.
So
The
good.
billboard incident,
The billboard incident?
still funny. They like, oh, we've signed a new lease the same night we.
Oh,
clinched
the video
billboard.
board. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah,
why
after
that
they
just came-
bamboozled us twice with
Yeah.
lease agreement messages.
Yep.
Yes.
Dude, isn't it awesome that like not only are the O's staying for sure, but like we also shit on the Nationals as far as like spending power now?
So I heard that actually Rubenstein a year or so ago was looking into buying the Nationals.
Yeah, him and Ted Leonsis were partnering to buy the Nationals, and they bid $2 billion for the Nats, and the Lerners said no.
Really?
Yep.
For like the entirety of the ownership, though,
Hmm?
like 100%.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
The
But
idea
at
was-
least majority ownership though.
yeah, to at least be
Right.
majority owners. Yeah,
That's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah.
Huh.
He first tried to buy the Nats.
Well, I'm glad we ended up in probably the most advantageous situation we could have. Ryan, I texted you this today, but like, is this probably the most like prosperous the Orioles have ever been? Like the
Yeah.
momentum is high with the team build. The front office is great. The prospects are there. The current roster's there. Like we have money now. We're not held down by John Penis Angelos. Like we are as good as it's gonna get right now. So it's just
Yeah.
on the team
Yeah.
to go win it.
So the way I looked at it before this was we were probably going to be good for the next 5 years or so. But so this, I mean, this doesn't change anything really for the 2024 season, especially with free agency being done. But now we can not only add pieces, which we weren't going to, significant pieces in free agency. We actually have a clear path to extending the talent that we have in place. And that's the important part of it to me.
Well,
The
it's
other thing
important
t-
is. Oh, sorry, Ryan.
No, go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
I was
You
just
started
gonna
first.
say it's important that like John Angelos isn't the leading voice anymore. So like when he says comments like, "Oh, we need to be more like the Guardians and the Rays and the Brewers," like that's gone now, and I'm just very
Yeah.
thankful for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about any more like it has been, and then like you erase the whiteboard to say 0 days since the last John Penis incident, because it felt like that man every time the Orioles were off, he was just like, "I'm gonna say something fucking dumb today,"
It's
and
a
it would be
repeating
like,
theme through the year.
yeah, it's just every day.
Like the most fun year the Orioles have had in a long time. And that's what we did. Like we suspend our like award-winning announcer.
Yeah.
We just like say dumb stuff on the off days. We clinch the division and you put up a fake
Oh my
lease
God.
signing.
Oh my God.
And like, so Brad, I know like we've always had these discussions. It's kind of been kind of a thing that you were a little bit different than me and Josh on, and that was like big free agency contracts. Because I know me and Josh were like all in, like let's fucking sign Correa, like let's go, it's go time, like and you were like let's not do that. But like I think with this spending power that this team is going to have, I think we can actually like hope for that kind of thing, because your hesitation was always we give out this money, the contract doesn't work out, and then it makes him gun shy on ever doing that money again because the last time I did it didn't work out. These guys are just going to say, all right, that sucked, see ya, let's reset.
Yeah.
So like it would actually be a lot more palatable, and I don't think they should spend frivolously or stupidly, but like it would actually be palatable to like go out and get a big like if we'd have done like a Bogarts deal or so, I don't know, like just something like that where it's like it's no longer going to hamstring the team from doing other things, so like why not?
I
You
will
have
say
Elias's. Oh, sorry, Brad. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you have Elias's judgment now with like the analysis ability that's there, and then you have at least more freedom than like a middle school lunch. Like I don't know, middle school lunch. What is the word? Allowance or whatever to
Yeah.
go buy players with. So like just that little step which is actually a much larger step in terms of like how much money they can provide. That's going to do so much for the next couple of years. Continue, Brett.
Now, I will say I do still want them to be not just blindly do it, be strategic about it, because a lot of these big contracts given to 30-plus-year-olds that are, 10 years, 300 million plus, don't work out very well.
No.
But if the right opportunity comes along, you got a star player that's 27, 28. Yeah, I'd be more on board with it now.
And like
And
they could do, I'll let you get back to it, but they could do there's so much more flexibility in what they can do with the contracts now too, where if it is an older player, maybe they can do like what the Mets did with Scherzer, was just give him a fuck ton of money for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Like you could give a player, if you don't want to give that player a 12, 13, even 10-year deal because of their age, you might still be able to get them. Just maybe you give them 6 or 7 and you give them more money than you would have originally, instead of spreading it out and having this contract that's so long and drawn out where this player is fucking eligible for AARP and they're still on the roster.
Yeah. I don't want 40-year-olds that are making $30 million a year.
No, and I don't want that either. But I'm saying for the 30-year-old player that you're talking about, where we're not giving them 13-year deals that take them until they're 43 years old.
I just keep thinking about the Astros, man, like just the way that roster is shook out, and they don't go make these like huge splashes, but they just do it every now and then to keep the team sustainable, and they do enough with the farm system to keep it.
And they keep their guys.
And they keep their guys to keep everything just replenished, and what's already there is a solid that is there. And the Orioles have the flexibility with like how good the farm is now, where if Kobe Mayo comes up and he's like a borderline all-star, we don't need to go sign like the 35-year-old DH who can still swing it a little bit. Just keep Kobe Mayo out there.
And because they have that flexibility to keep their players, like talking about the Astros, is like when they don't have to make a rash decision to keep a guy. Like they didn't have to give Carlos Correa a crazy amount of money to keep him around because they had Jeremy Pena. So like they knew Jeremy Pena was going to be good. They were confident in Jeremy Pena. So they were able to let Carlos Correa go. And that's, I mean, like you said, like that's the model. That's it right there. You find that beautiful, happy little medium. And I know I've talked about the Padres before, and I kind of raised a little bit of hell about like, oh, they're the same fucking market size as the O's and they're giving out all this money. And it's like, well, the Padres were kind of like a high schooler that just got his first credit card that his mom co-signed for. And they went out and they bought a bunch of dumb shit to flex for their friends, because the Padres just had to trade Soto because they can't pay him anymore. They can't extend him. They're already, as I understand it, regretting signing Bogarts. They're not doing good, man.
Machado contract part.
I still don't understand how they were so mediocre last year.
I don't either. They just couldn't, like, they had
it just didn't make
Blake
much
Snell,
sense.
who was like a Cy Young candidate,
and most
not like a Cy Young candidate. Josh, he won the Cy Young.
The thing, yeah. Crazy.
And like, it's not like their stars had down years. Bogarts might have. I don't have his numbers up in front of me, but like Soto still had like a 900 something OPS. Machado was still good. I mean, Tatis was out for a while, wasn't he? But
dude, Hyun-Soo Kim was their leading WAR player last year. Like, that's
you mean
crazy.
Ha-Sung Kim?
Or Ha-Seong Kim. What did I say?
Hyun-Soo Kim.
Dang it. Honest mistake.
You big dummy.
Blake Snell was their leader, but Kim was second. So
yeah, so Xander had a 790 OPS.
Okay, so he was like solid, but not worth the money.
Yeah, 120 OPS plus, which is pretty good.
Machado was actually kind of bad, war-wise.
Yeah. Xander hit 19 bombs. Hold up. He drove in 58 runs. Okay.
I mean, on paper, this is a tremendous team. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Like Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Blake Snell in the rotation, Josh Hader on the back end, Nick Martinez. Like, those are really good.
You look at the individual stats of the players, and it doesn't make sense why they weren't better.
And then you look at a team like the Orioles, and it's like, oh man, how'd we do that?
Yeah.
Kyle Gibson was in our rotation.
Yeah.
Can we praise that Adam Frazier is not coming back next year? Like we knew
I never
that, but
thought he was, so it never like.
now there's zero chance, and Aaron Hicks
Back
is gone as well.
back to back off seasons. Kansas City signs Jordan Lyles and Adam Frazier.
Yeah.
You know what, Kansas City? That's what you get for last Sunday.
Fuck you.
Yep.
Of course,
pain.
then I remember that the Royals have also won a World Series in the last 10 years, and I've still never seen one.
Yeah.
But we won't get into this.
We just won't worry about that.
Yep.
Any more thoughts we want to expand on with the ownership changes? I mean, it's a lot to unpack, and it's just like this is more of a happy it happened type thing. So
Yeah.
I actually kind of do want to bring something up. I don't want this to come off as like me in any way saying anything positive about John Angelos, but when the sale figures came out, it kind of struck me that. So you look at most sports owners, right? And what are most sports owners? They are people that have made themselves wildly successful doing something else. Whatever business they're in, they are among the most successful people on the planet financially.
Yep.
And what do they do? What do you do when you have so much money that you just don't know what to do with it? Is you buy a sports team and you make them your plaything and you like see what you can do with it. It's like someone playing it's like playing MLB The Show in real life.
it's like buying a Magna Carta.
It's like buying a Magna Carta and giving it to a museum. Yes. So what are all, I mean, most sports owners are like that. Cohen comes to mind. I mean, he will ignore the insider trading for a little bit, but he was a wildly successful businessman. And he felt like having a plaything, so he bought the Mets. And I think you could say that about most sports owners. And the big key thing is they don't need to make money from the team. It's just it's like a passion project for them. They're just having fun with it. And John Angelos has never done anything successful in his entire life.
Right. He inherited the team.
He inherited the team from his vegetable of a father. And even before then, he didn't do anything impressive with his life. He failed the bar exam. Like, he was like, I'm going to follow in Dad's footsteps. And the bar exam said, no, you're not, because you're dumb.
He manages Carter Faith.
Great. Great. So when I saw the 1.725 billion number, I then went and looked at John Angelos's net worth, which is just south of $2 billion. And I was like, oh my God, this man really did not have the money. All of his money is the Orioles.
Yeah. There's nothing outside of it.
He never actually had the cash to spend. Like,
Which is
that's
what
the
allowed
one thing
him to
he was truthful
micromanage.
about.
Yeah.
And I just found that to be really funny.
That's
Yeah.
I'm not
hilarious.
excusing it because, you know what, if that's the case, you need to get the fuck out, which is what he's doing right now. And it's obviously many years too late. But I just find it hilarious that, like, the one thing he was truthful about is he really didn't have the money.
Mike
Because
Elias and John Angelos like discussing the plan for the year. He's like, John, I just wanna like add a decent pitcher, like maybe like 10 million for the year. Some John's like, Mike, I ain't got it. Like,
I ain't got it, bro.
can't do it, bro.
It's like
Under
the
40 mil and we're out.
It's like the Patrick Stargate. He's like, I have $3.
John Angelos negotiating. John Penis.
Oh God! So
That's
that just made me laugh. Like, just thinking about that, I'm like, oh my God, he really didn't have the money. It's the one thing he didn't lie about.
That is really funny.
He
Now he
has no
totally
liquid
did have
cash.
the money, but
He has no liquid cash though.
the team makes liquid cash. Like John's,
Of
the
course he
Orioles
does,
probably
but-
weren't
but-
like, yeah.
But that's the thing, is he has to make his living off of that too.
Yeah, he pays himself. Like everything he gets is from the Orioles.
Yeah.
Like,
So he
makes no
doesn't
outs.
have that money to put back. And it's like, yo, John, do you think we could like maybe sign a player? He's like, bro, my mortgage is due.
In Nashville, by the way.
My Nashville mortgage is due.
This is a good line of thinking. I'm glad we're here.
The hot chicken is not paying for itself, brother.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
I just wanted to see if there was a poorer owner.
Maybe Oakland.
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
2.6. Astros owners 1.4.
Wow.
Oh, Diamondbacks 600 million.
Wow.
That's very. Oh, Marlins 500 million. That makes sense.
Diamondbacks still signed Corbin Carroll long term
Oh,
with a
everything comes back around. Reds 400 million.
There it
They're
is.
the lowest in baseball.
There it is. I look forward to Ellie De La Cruz playing for the Orioles in a couple of years.
Yeah, he's kind of a bum right now.
I know.
But
I'm just kidding.
yeah,
The Linsanity Ellie De La Cruz run was crazy though.
yeah, that first month and a half was. They thought he was like the next Mickey Mantle or
I
something.
don't know if that's a fair comparison, considering Jeremy Lin was just some random dude that got hot. And Ellie De La Cruz is the #1 prospect in baseball, or I guess he was #2 behind Jackson Holliday.
Do you have to shit on everything, man?
I mean, as much as I hate Cincinnati, I kind of want to see it be good.
Yeah, I just remember from that whole thing, like it just being, and I know it's like everyone complains about it. Oh, MLB doesn't market their stars, so it's like, of course, the social media accounts are just gonna like just fucking yeah. Every time he does anything, they're just gonna just fire those tweets away and like the Instagram clips and everything. And like I didn't know anything about him because Cincinnati. I don't watch Cincinnati. Like I didn't know anything about him. I knew he was a highly rated prospect, but just the way I was like bombarded with news about him for like a month, I was like, man, like finally one day I was like, God, this guy must be fucking insane. I was like, I need to see what his numbers are. And I went on like
They were
baseball
very good,
reference and he
yeah.
had like a 680 OPS. I was like, what?
The math ain't mathin'.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I never complained about MLB not marketing stars. In my opinion, I think marketing stars is more on the players, if that
You
makes
for sure
sense.
did. You for sure did because you and I have had many a conversation about how annoying it is to constantly be bombarded with Shohei Ohtani and
Oh
Fernando
no, I hate
Tatis.
that stuff. I'm saying like I never
Okay.
complain that MLB stars don't have enough of like a share of the
Oh.
sports celebrity stuff. Yeah, I
Okay.
complain about that stuff all the time because it's too much. But I think it's on like people
Fair
in
enough.
baseball know who the good players are. I think it's more like outside of baseball, how do we market
Yeah,
stuff?
they
And
think
that's all on the players.
they think some kid that's never watched baseball before and has never had interest in baseball is going to suddenly like see a Shohei clip and be like, I love baseball now. I guess what they think is going to happen, and it's not because this isn't the NBA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's just different. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. And like that's why I don't even like if someone says they don't like baseball, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so that's okay. It's just not everyone's cup
I
of
really
tea.
do. When you really break it down, it is a boring sport, but I love it. So
It is,
whatever.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't sit and watch many non-Orioles games. I'll follow the results day to day.
Yeah.
But I don't. I'll sit and watch an Orioles game all the way through. I will very rarely do that for any other team.
I think
Whereas,
baseball has like the inverse effect. So like there's sports that you come around to when you're older, like a lot of people come around to soccer or like Indy or some IndyCar racing or something like that. But
Golf.
baseball's like golf, yeah. But baseball, if you didn't like grow up with it and like learn the ins and outs as a kid, like you're probably never gonna get there, and that's okay.
no.
Yeah, you gotta you have to catch the bug early for sure.
Yeah. If you don't get like at least working knowledge of what it's like to play on the field, you're probably never gonna get there.
Yeah, you gotta play too.
Yeah.
I
100%.
can't explain why, but you have to play.
Yeah. you do.
Everybody that loves baseball the way we do played or plays.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yep.
There's no single person that loves baseball, like loves baseball, that didn't play a fuck ton of it.
Yep. There's just no way around it. And like with soccer, like you can get into it, but maybe you didn't play it or whatever, just because it's a very simple sport to understand. It's satisfying or whatever, but you don't necessarily have to play. But baseball, there's like an internal like body clock or something that happens when you're on the field and you can kind of empathize with it when you see it in a game.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, man. So I'm just interested, like, do you guys think what do you guys think is going to be the timeline on this thing?
I think during the regular season, it'll be like official, and then like next off season, it's like, okay, it's go time with Rubenstein.
It's like full send.
full send. Like this is just how this stuff is. It's all administrative stuff. There's probably a ton of government documents that they're going to need. Like it's probably going to have to get approval. It has to get approval from the owners, right?
Well,
Which
I saw s-
I believe that meeting is happening next week.
Yeah, I was about to
Okay.
say that's gonna happen next week, and like with everyone that like wrote articles about the stuff that was released today, like after the official statements from the team and from Rubenstein's camp and everything, basically everyone was like, yeah, it's a formality. Like
Yeah, I'm
no
sure
one's
it
gonna,
is.
no one's. It'll probably be a unanimous vote.
Yeah, but that's like step one. And then there's all like the legal stuff that has to then come into play. And I think it'll take at least a few months if we're lucky. But I'd say like by regular season. I wish I had like a recent example in mind where I could be like, oh yeah, it took 3 months, but I'm blanking.
Yeah, because I was trying to compare like the last sports team sale that I was thinking of was the Commanders. And I don't know how similar it is. If it's just like, I mean, I know it's the NFL, it's not the Major League Baseball, it's probably different. But like, I'm just trying to see like how similar are they?
Let me see if I can just like get a Google answer on that.
Because if I remember correctly, Brad, you might be able to tell me I'm stupid, or you might be able to tell me I'm right. Once the problem for the Commanders was finding a buyer, and once they found the buyer, and Snyder was happy with the offer and everything, I feel like that came together extremely quickly.
I can't really speak on it. I think that sounds about right, but
Okay,
I'm not confident enough to confirm it.
that's fair. Yeah, I didn't know if you knew or not.
According to Google, like very quickly, and I don't know if they're even answering my exact question, but it says a 1 to 2 month process. I kind of doubt that, but I don't know. That seems too short.
Well,
Yeah,
if the
and we
meeting's
also
next week, then I think it can be approved next week.
Yeah,
That's what
it
I would
can be.
guess.
It can be approved next week. Spencer Schultz said today he says it will likely be voted on and approved next week at this owners meeting. Who is also the one that said in 2022 that local investors were buying the Orioles, and everyone was like, "Shut the fuck up." Go
Yeah,
back to
he was
talking
on
about
it
the
early.
Ravens, and he was right. He was right from the get-go, which is crazy.
Now, do any of you know off the top of your head why Grant Hill would be in on this? Is he like a Baltimore native or
I
Virginia.
read Northern Virginia.
Virginia.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So when he was a kid, he probably was an Orioles fan.
Okay, that tracks then.
Everybody in this group in some way or another has ties to the DMV area, whether it be Baltimore specifically or just the DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense then. I was like, I'm gonna spend the rest of this episode trying to find the link.
Yeah.
That helps. Okay.
I don't know about Bloomberg though.
I mean, maybe him and
I almost
Rubenstein
feel
just
like
do deals.
I
and
always
stuff.
feel like Rubenstein he's just like him and Bloomberg are just homies, and Rubenstein was like, "Yo, you trying to like throw a couple Billy at this for me?" And he was like, "Yes."
Now I hope he bans
Bloomberg-
soda at the stadium.
Bloomberg went to Hopkins University.
That's
Oh,
right. You know what?
nice.
I did read that. You're right. You're totally right.
Interesting.
But he was born in Boston and was the New York City mayor, so he's been all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's responsible for the soda ban. That might be coming to Camden. No, I'm just kidding.
Soda ban?
He banned or he like limited soda consumption in New York City when he was the mayor there, and like people were. really mad
Oh,
about
that
it.
was him. Okay.
That was Bloomberg. Yeah.
All right. We're learning things.
He ran for president like in 2016, I think. So I don't know. Grant Hill, Bloomberg, Rubenstein. It's a Seinfeld joke.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. Anyway, any further thoughts? I think we've about covered our bases. It was Cole Irvin's birthday yesterday. That was the
Great.
first account tweet since all the news broke, and that was kind of funny.
Cole, buddy, we're thinking of you. Happy birthday.
Cole Irvin actually is a really cool dude. He's replied to me on Instagram multiple times.
Yeah, he always like quotes anything involving him on Twitter with like, "Hey guys, how we doing today?" Or whatever. He's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He is genuinely like just a fun dude, it seems like.
Yeah, I wish he was a little better last year, but maybe this
Same.
year will be different.
Same. Don't we all?
Don't we all?
Because the only time it's easier to root for a good guy is when the good guy is also good.
Yep. 100%. I'm trying to think anything else that happened. I think we like signed Danny Coulomb to a 1-year deal. Sionel Perez got an agreement. Tyler Nevin's back.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Do you see the Orioles pursuing? So the Tigers just gave Colt Keith, which is like their number 2 prospect, like a 6-year deal. Hasn't played a major league game yet. Could we see that for like Jackson Holiday this year? Is that anyone else in
We
that
don't we
kind of
don't
camp?
we don't have a precedent with new ownership yet, but I'd say this
Right.
dramatically increases the chances of it.
Yeah.
I would have to say, and I don't think this is just me being hopeful, because my most important thing with the O's, with this team, is just retaining the guys that we waited so long for.
Bingo.
Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, those two.
That's been the most important thing to me all along, man.
The absolute most important thing to me is because as long as you have those guys, you can build a team around them. And I don't think it's unreasonable to say that addressing one or both of those guys, as far as contract extensions go, could be Rubenstein's first order of business.
I think that could happen as soon as like this year, depending on how fast the sale goes through. That might be, like you said, his first order of business. That'd be awesome.
It could, because it depending on how they structure the deal. I mean, it might not drastically alter committed money this year.
I don't even know if it has to be approved. I mean, Angelos, would he stop it? I mean, would he stop the extension from happening if as long as he got the okay from,
why would he? It's not his money anymore.
Exactly. So like, does it even have to be approved?
He's got his coloring book.
I don't think it. Yeah, he's going to be in the corner coloring. Laying down on his stomach coloring with his feet kicking back and forth like this. So no, it doesn't have to at all. I mean, dude, it could happen tomorrow. There's really no reason it couldn't.
Yeah.
What kind of money do we think they demand now? Because Gunnar just won Rookie of the Year, had like a 6 WAR season.
I think you could get him done for $250.
I mean, I would 100% sign up for that. I would probably guess it'd be a little bit more if we're talking 10 years.
Yeah,
I think
it's probably about right.
I think Adley you could probably get for 175.
That's what I thought too, like 175, 200. Just makes sense.
I don't think a catcher. I don't think there's any precedent for a catcher commanding that much money. I know he is who he is, and he's great. But like, dude, you're still a catcher, and you're still 25 years old.
First baseman. Yeah, he's 26 this year, I think.
But
be 26 in February. Yeah.
And we still have a 19, 20-year-old stud skyrocketing up the prospects as a catcher too.
Yeah, he's had an insane start of the year so far with like where he's.
I'm so glad you brought up Samuel Basallo, because I had this thought earlier today, and that is now that I don't give a single solitary fuck if they trade him. Because the only reason I care about Samuel Basallo is so that we'd have somebody for the inevitable moment Adley Rutschman joins the fucking Los Angeles Dodgers in free agency. And now I don't think we're going to need that. So bring me Dylan Cease or something. I don't know. But I don't care if they trade him anymore. I so no longer care about prospects outside of Jackson Holiday.
Yeah, I'm so detached. It's like, as long as it's not like Jackson Holiday or, I'm a little partial to Kobe Mayo just because I like him. I have investments involved with that. So,
yeah, you do.
Yeah, so that's my.
Imagine the investments you could have had, Josh, if you just bought into that fucking break.
Dude, don't even remind me about that break. I don't even want to think about that.
I know you don't. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, those are the only two where I'm like, yeah, anyone else can be used to trade for starting pitching. So
yep. Also, we could kind of like set our sights higher too now. Over like Dylan Cease was like the premier guy, and like we could absolutely set our sights a little bit higher.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, like, these owners usually do like some sort of statement when they like officially take the team, like they have like their vision and stuff. I'm excited to see what they have to say about that. But I don't know. I want to get a feel for his like spending style, his management style. Like, I hope they're pretty hands off and just kind of say like, "Hey, Mike and Sig, you know what you're doing. Here's a budget for the year. Go use it." That'd be ideal.
Do they even give him a budget? Like,
they might. I don't know.
Everyone has a budget to a point, but It'd be a pretty big budget, hopefully.
I mean, even if this team spent $100 million on the payroll every year, that'd put us like what, middle of the pack pretty much for the rest of the league. That would do wonders for this team as is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think it'll be higher than 100 million a year.
I do too, but I'm just like thinking
I
conservative.
think Josh is saying adding 100 million to what it currently is.
Yeah.
Not it being 100 million.
Oh no, I meant just hitting 100 million. But like,
Oh, well, the 20
I'm not setting the bar that high. I'm just like conservatively, like even that would be a huge jump.
That not really, because it's sitting at like 85 right now with arbitration stuff.
Oh, I forget. Like last year we were at like 40 million, so that's
Yeah.
where my brain's at with that. Okay,
It jumped up
Yeah,
to like
whatever.
80 this year. So it's you're looking at like 150 to make that kind of impact.
okay, you're right. Anyway, so true.
But you're right, your point stands.
Doubling the
wouldn't-
salary. Yeah,
Yes.
there we go.
Yes. And like, dude, it's so crazy. Like extending those players is not gonna cost you that much.
I mean, I think
$25 million a year. Say we did do 10 250 for Gunner, an average of 25 a year.
Okay,
Dude, that ain't shit.
that's assuming that he would take 225 million a year. Then yes, I would agree, but I don't know if that it could be more. But I still think they can.
They're not going to have to pay him 40 million a year, is what I'm saying.
40. No, I could
No.
see 30. I could see 30. Though.
I could see 30 as well. But 25 to 30 is extremely, extremely reasonable.
Yeah, I like don't feel comfortable with players that make more than that. Like getting them in free agency necessarily, unless they're like a super like can't pass on them talent. But
Yeah, if I'm going to give
yeah.
somebody that kind of money, I want it to be when they're a young, like that's the time to do it. When Gunner's a young star, he's what, 22, 23 years
22.
old?
22.
I mean, 10 years, he'd be 32. He's still,
prime, yeah.
yeah. I mean, the tail end of what you would call his prime, maybe, but he could still be a baller at 32.
Yeah,
Should be.
absolutely.
So you could give him a 13-year deal.
I mean, if you think about it, you got 5 players making $30 million. That's only 150 million on the payroll. Like to Ryan's point, like it's not really all that ridiculous, you know. And then you fill the roster with what, like 40 million or whatever, and you're sitting there at like less than 200 mil. That's well below the luxury tax. It's well below like what some of the top spenders are doing, and that's like, you know, 5 is just a random number I made up, so you wouldn't even be doing that. So
Yeah.
but yeah. Anything else, boys? We can get off of here.
Just really quick, I think it's really awesome that Cal Ripken is a part of this.
Yes, we haven't even mentioned that yet. Yeah, he put out a pretty nice little tweet thread
Mhm.
today. That was nice to see.
Yeah, it's I don't even know what capacity he's in. I don't know how much it costs him to buy in, but just the fact that he's a part of it, it's
Yeah.
really freaking cool to me.
Yeah, I always like when the
Agreed.
players kind of have like some sort of pull on that stuff. Like he was a player, so I don't know,
Mhm.
just helps a little bit.
Yeah, it's because these guys, yeah, when you're owned by businessmen, it's like you need that perspective, that experience, you know,
Yeah,
knowing
Yeah.
and knowing how to deal with certain situations as a player. So yeah, Cal's going to be just invaluable to have.
yeah, and he's quite the businessman himself. I mean, he's owned
He
several
is.
teams in the past with minor league teams. Has his
Still,
own
he's
stuff.
the founder of the Ironbirds, man.
Founder of the Ironbirds. Yep. So I don't know. It's all good stuff. Not a single con to write home about.
Well, actually,
Oh boy, here we go.
no, I was just telling Josh earlier, like it's just the typical shit that you see from like people that believe in socialism. Like, oh, billionaires bad. Like it's like okay.
Yeah.
It's like okay, fine. And it's like, dude, I'm at the point where I'm so fed up with the Angelos family that like if Rubenstein just like gave out like all the contract extensions that we wanted and like just generally like seriously invested in the team, he could like go on national TV and say that he like consumes human fetuses and I just wouldn't care.
Be a moot point.
Yeah, like it's like here it's like Gunner, Adley, Jackson Holiday, like 3-way extension press conference. They all like sign the papers at the same time, and Rubenstein's over here like eating a baby out of an ice cream cone. I'm fine with it.
What if he
That's all I'm
led the
saying.
broadcast off with that and then signed them to extensions?
Jesus Christ, dude. Oh man.
It's good content.
It's fantastic hashtag content.
Ooh, that's right at the end of the episode too, so I can like easily cut that.
Oh God.
Excellent.
Oh man.
It's good.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so it might be a little different if he leads off with that, Josh, to answer your question.
Okay.
If like the camera opens, like the camera fades in from black and he's just like, and it's like he's like he's got like all over his face. You're like, oh God.
Look over
And
here,
then
sports
and then
fan.
and then it pans and Adley and Gunnar are just like, signing.
You're just confused.
And then and then it pops up on screen like Orioles announce contract extensions of Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman, and then it's just like, okay, sick.
Look over here, sports fan. The Coliseum is on.
Ooh, Joshy. Did you see the little like minor alteration to the uniforms this year?
The hat and the little I saw the piping on the
Yeah, the change to the
sleeves.
striping on the sleeves.
that looked nice, but those new hats looked awesome.
Yeah, do we know what capacity those hats are going to be used in?
I don't. It didn't seem like a spring training league though.
Mm-mm.
I don't think
It was
so.
too like
Well done.
well done to be a spring training. Yeah, the spring training hats usually look like dog shit.
Well, and they match. They have like a common theme with the other ones, and they've been doing like the soft backs, the trucker caps with those the
Yeah.
last couple of years. So
Dude.
like that's definitely going to be like a alternate hat, and that's going to be awesome.
Are we getting a throwback post jersey this year?
I wish, dude, that'd be awesome.
That would be
I'm
sick.
kind of sad they haven't been doing that the last few years.
Oh, you know what else, Josh? I need to bring this up to you. Sorry, Brad. I know Jersey talk like literally puts you to sleep. I apologize. Because you don't care, and I understand that. I totally get it. But, dude, the Major League Baseball is finally doing what I've been wanting them to do for the longest time, and that is the limited jersey.
Explain.
So, you know how you and I have had this discussion before, where we always buy Chinese fakes
Yes,
because
it's
the
cheap.
because the replica jerseys literally leave off like half of the elements of the jersey.
Yeah.
They leave off the patch, they leave off the front number, they leave off all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your alternative is to buy an authentic jersey, which is quite literally $400.
Yeah.
Well, guess
Mhm.
what? We have a middle ground finally.
Ooh, you can share
and
screen if you'd like.
I'm trying to. Yep.
That excites me.
And look at that price.
That's much better than we were at. I
Yes.
still probably won't pay it, but that's that's a good.
I am
help.
going to take a look at one in the store, just get a feel for the material, see how it feels, how it looks, and there's a very good chance I could be buying one of these.
That is tempting. Definitely much more tempting than the prior
Yes.
alternatives. So
Yes.
no, that's awesome. I like that a lot.
Why is this here?
Ooh. Ooh.
But like, man, for it's literally like what's that?
$40
math? Like
more.
$40 more dollars.
Yeah. It's
All
not
right.
bad at all.
I'm gonna head on out.
We're almost done. We're almost done. Are you just being dramatic? Do you actually have to go?
I would like to.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I don't have to, but it is my preference.
Okay. Final thought. The Nationals' new jerseys are atrocious, and that's all.
They
I
have
have
new
to say about
jerseys?
that. Mm-hmm.
I saw they're getting rid of the Connect ones, which is kind of weird that they'd get rid of that a year after.
They replaced, so they're keeping that like Nationals white script jersey. They're still their home jersey. They changed their gray jersey, and they added, and they still have the blue one as well. So they changed the gray. They changed the gray, and they added a new alternate, which is quite possibly the worst baseball jersey I've ever seen in my life.
This one,
What?
this jersey,
Yes, that's the new road jersey.
I kind of like it.
Of course you do. Of course you
I
do.
like the simple lettering. I wish we could go back to that with more teams.
Okay, well,
I get
at
what
this.
I get your points. But
this is the new alternate. Okay, look.
oh, that's bad.
Mhm.
That's really bad. I like the script jersey, but I don't like that at all. That's like a batting practice jersey.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's really bad. Wow,
Yep.
they're just a disgrace over there.
They sure are.
They signed Joey Gallo.
Yeah, they did. Did you not know that?
Dude, I haven't been on Twitter.
That's right.
What a bunch of
That's right.
freaking bums.
That's right. You haven't. Yeah, absolute fucking losers.
And
Okay.
Sean Doolittle became like a Washington Nationals influencer because he won a
Yeah.
World Series.
Yep. All right. Let's wrap this up for Brad's sake. Sorry, B Red. We appreciate you for tolerating us.
He's endured worse.
Yeah, it's true. He sure has. He listened to me talk about me and my friends flying around the country last week. Final note: Dallas is such a cool town.
I have to go there in April, so I'll check it out.
Do you?
I went.
do.
I actually almost died in Dallas a couple years ago.
Yes.
No, you almost
Okay,
died in
Arlington, whatever. Yeah, okay.
That's
Same
different.
thing. The Dallas Cowboys play in Arlington, so it counts as Dallas.
Yeah, it's funny. They got 2 of their teams play in Arlington. 2 of them play in Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas. Josh, I have recommendations for you. When Brad leaves this chat, I'm gonna give you all the good recommendations. Okay.
Please do.
All right, so let's wrap this podcast up. Thank you, boys and girls, and dudes and gals, for tuning in to this glorious day podcast in which we revel in the splendor of our Lord and our Savior, Mr. David Rubenstein. Thank you, sir, for delivering us from evil.
And Grant Hill.
And Grant Hill. Yes. And Mr. Michael Bloomberg, who I don't know why you're involved, but you got a shit ton of money, so you're
We're good with it. Yep.
Hopefully next time we talk, we've got some more details. And coming up not too far away is my trip to Sarasota, so I'll have some spicy reports from spring training to deliver when I get back. But yeah, it's all in all, man. This is such a good day. I mean,
I want to hear
like
I'll never hear it, but I want to know what players think about the change too. I'll never hear about it, but
Jackson Holiday liked an Instagram post about it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
True. Yeah, I would too, actually.
Yeah,
I would also like to hear, like, once the shares are fully turned over and John and the last remaining remnant of the Angelos family is actually gone. I would love to hear, like, people that work for the team, like, speak candidly about it.
yeah.
Like, I want to hear Jim Palmer, like, in the 3rd inning of a, like, Orioles-Royals game. Like, Kevin be like, and the 2-2 to Bobby Witt Jr., and then Jim Palmer just be, like, ranting about how much he hates John Angelos. That would just...
He still owns 30% of the team. He's not going to do that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to answer to him anymore.
Jim Palmer has much.
No, I mean, I'm not
less
talking about now. I'm
filters,
talking
yeah.
about once the whole 70% is turned over to Rubenstein, and, like, they're gone.
The Jim Palmer filters might not care about that either, though.
That's
so
true. They might
I'm
not.
excited.
They might not. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned indeed. So, yeah, just a great day in Oriole history. Man, I was telling people today, I haven't been this happy about anything sports related since the Cavs won the Cup. Like, I've had good sports moments, I've had stuff that I've enjoyed, but, like, just I have not had sports bring me genuine joy like this since then. And nothing's happened. Pitch hasn't been thrown yet. A ball has not been hit.
No.
So
This year, all the momentum. This is the year right here.
It is. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and hopefully we got some great news to pass on to you next time we talk. So until then, see y'all later.
Peace.
Hand short. Mateo literally sitting on the moon. Ramon Urias playing second base.
It was fun going to games again. It was fun feeling the energy of the yard. And I'm ready for the next step.
They're all exciting pieces. And I mean, you could look at a lot of lineups this year and you could really feel good about the game. And I don't think we could say that for the last few years.